queen. Give her some credit.
Todd tells my story better than me. He got some of it wrong, but I'm gonna get it straight. But as he's finding my PowerPoint, so a lot of you I really don't know. Some of you I do. Hey, Robert. Some of you I know, some of you I don't know. So I'll just tell you a little bit about me. I've been in this company November 4th, 7 years. Yeah. I've been here.
Now, boy, I've changed my life. I'm making hundreds of thousands per year. I mean, guys, if you never watched The Price is Right, come on down. You have a chance of winning some new luggage, or maybe you're going to get a new Cuisinart. And people come, she gets up here and tells you, yeah, since my husband died, he went from 2-star director to local 6-figure income. Show some applause, all right?
So as you said, when I came into the business, I actually was unemployed. And I worked actually for 3 administrations. And we used to call them baby bush, because you have to tell the difference between the two. And when President Debora came out of office, 450 of us got laid off. And my husband was the only black African-American parks director for Milwaukee County. So we made good money. We made really good money. And then he decided to retire, not only from ministry, we were pastoring as well, and then found out he was sick. Right after that, we moved. So I gave up my 6,000 square foot dream home, my 2,800 square foot home, and moved down south to the country. And got there, and not too long after that, my husband passed out and was sick as a dog. And the rest, we worked through Debora. Someone brought me this opportunity, I said no. Matter of fact, I said hell no. Nope, I don't want to do it. And I decided I didn't want to do it because the person who bought it to me at the time, he wasn't like a legit person to be doing business with. But one of my spiritual daughters, business daughters in network marketing, said, if you go with them, if you go to that company, stay. No matter what he do, stay. And so I did. About 6 months in, I don't even know if he was here 6 months. We went to Vegas, and he decided to have a meeting and to recruit everybody in the meeting, although David Hart had paid for all of us to come. So he was in another hotel having a meeting, and I stayed. And the rest is history. My husband hated network marketing. Isn't that something? He's a 1-star ambassador. He hated it.
Wow.
But he joined, and me and him was having a big argument about him joining. He was in stage 4 kidney failure, so they was telling me he was gonna die. Well, he didn't die for about 4 years. And we were arguing, and David Hart called. And when I actually met David Hart, that's gonna be in this presentation, but I left my computer up, and he saw how much money I made in a month. And he said, you making that kind of money? I said, yeah. He said, put me in. I said, nope. What you gonna do? You ain't gonna build it no way. You don't even like this kind of business. So we in the middle of arguing, David called. He said, put him in. I said, put him in for what? He said, put him in. If he wants to come in, put him in. My husband and Adela and me and David went through a lot together, and they became very good friends of ours. Adela and my husband had a great bond, more like brothers and sisters. They shared a lot of stories, and I'll let David tell y'all about that, but They shared a lot of stories, and she helped him go through the process of what he was going through as it related to his kidney disease. He ended up getting a transplant. Matter of fact, we were here with David and Adela, and she actually spoke to him and said God was going to give him one. He was on a 9-year waiting list, and he got a kidney within 6 weeks. And so the rest is history. What I do, Todd, I done did something. Did I kick something?
You didn't do nothing. There you go.
So today I'm going to talk about dreaming is easy, but doing can be hard. Dreaming is easy, doing can be hard. So you want to face the challenges until you see it, until you feel that it's worth it. Now, those of you who have never seen me present, I'm a realist. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna try to make it seem like, oh yeah, you're gonna make $100,000 and everything's gonna be great. It's gonna be a struggle getting there. And once you get there, you gotta stay there, right? And so everybody tells my story, but they don't know. A lot of times people tell you a story, but they don't know what's behind it and what's the glory behind it, right? Okay, so my areas of focus today, let's make sure this is on. My areas of focus today is staying focused. Because if you're going to do anything in this business, you want to stay focused, right? My area of focus today is overcoming challenges. I probably overcame more challenges in this company besides the hearts than anybody, okay, to get where I am today. My conviction level, they say I have one of the highest convictions level in Trevorium. And let me tell you something. There's going to be a lot of people offer me a lot of money. Somebody just offered me $30,000 a month to leave Trevorium.
Wow.
Bring my team, and they would pay me that for 90 days or something. I said, are you nuts? Right? I have people always trying to recruit me. So now they got some new thing out, a stint. They got all kinds of stuff. So people are gonna start. So you gotta have a high conviction level if you're gonna stay here. And then how do you effectively close? Because a lot of you don't know how to close. A lot of you, the reason that you're not growing or the reason that you're not getting the people that you need because you throw up on people. You talk too much. Turn and tell your neighbor you talk too much. You give too much information. You talk too much. Y'all gonna have to wake up. You talk too much, right? So many of you talk too much, and so it don't take all of that. It really don't. Ty just gave some excellent scripts. It don't take all of that because you talk too much. Great. I guess that's it. Okay. So staying motivated all the time can be super challenging, but continuing to be focused on your why in Trevorium will help you push along. And so you can't focus, you got to focus on the goal and not the obstacles. So when I came into business, my goal was very different. I had set some goals for myself. And one was I just really wanted to get to 2-star, right? My husband took care of all the bills. You know, he made even when he retired, he made pretty good money. And so all I just needed, I went to ask him for some money one day, and he gave me $20. I said, oh, that one made me join. $20. What can a woman that used to make over $150,000 a year, girl, come on, talk to me. $20. What? I said, you know, so then I did the wife thing. Now, all y'all ain't married, right? Cover his ears. I stroked that brother. I said, loan me $300. He said, okay, baby. He said, okay, baby. He said, because one thing I know about you, you a money maker. Some of y'all will catch that at lunch. And so how do you stay focused on your why? You got to stay focused on your why. everybody starts in this business for a reason. Everybody, why did you start? Somebody tell me why you started. Why did you start?
Why did I start? Because I wanted to make more money.
Because you wanted to make money. Why, tell me somebody else. Why?
I wanted a residual income.
You wanted the residual income. Somebody else.
I wanted the free time.
You wanted the free time, okay? Somebody else.
Travel perks.
Which one? The travel more, okay? So everybody joins for a reason, right? For some it's money. Some of it is money. For others it's freedom to work on your own terms, right?
Yeah.
That's for some. But regardless of who you are, we all have a why. And I'm telling you, your why is gonna make you cry. And so when I started in Trevorium, I had a why. And my why at the time is I needed some money. But I also wanted to travel because I had just told my job who tried to call me back for half the salary and put me under somebody 33 years old. I'm 67 now. I was 57. I was like, right? You know, they do that to old people. Did y'all know that? Some of y'all senior citizens up in here are getting close.
They do.
They'll take the person that trained you trained and turn around and flip them and make them their supervisor, pay them half the salary, and then, right, force you into retirement.
They do.
Keep living. All y'all got jobs. And so for others it's freedom, but regardless of who you are, you got to understand why you started in Trevorium, because your why, and it's definitely going to change throughout the process. In the 7 years, when I started 7 years ago, my why has totally changed. And in order to keep working and pushing and prospecting toward your goals, you need to remember your why so you can stay inspired. And you got to get around people that's going to push you to your why. I went to everything that Trevorium had. We used to live in Las Vegas. Lord have mercy. And Daryl and Maria, me, Ty, Gina, I miss my husband, right? My husband, we would just sit around, kick it, you know, eat, kick it, eat, pick it, right? I remember when I'm serious, I remember we used to have these meetings at the penthouse. We didn't have no peoples, not in the United States. So David would hold a meeting and it would be in the quarters of the penthouse. That's the very first meeting I went to. We didn't have a meeting room. That's how long I've been here. So Adele say, you are the pioneer. Right? So I want to have some real talk, right? Everybody talks about the travel, and that's great. I mean, it's wonderful. But what I realized for me and for myself is that this fits me, right? Trevorium offers a global business opportunity that empowers people to live a better life. When I came in this business, it was me, myself, and I, and Jesus. When I looked at my back office, well, who knows today? But last time I looked at my back office, over 2,200 people up in there. So from 1 to 2,200 people, right? A lot of them making money. Some of them are making money that never made money. I got an 84-year-old woman, got one person away from 2-star director. Y'all can clap for that. We was in Vegas, in New Orleans a few weeks ago. We had a state, it was so many people over 70, because I'll be 68. So many people over 70, they made us take a picture together. And then had me stand in the picture. I said, I ain't 70 yet. Right? All making money. But Todd sent me a thing not too long ago about retirement, right? And in this dispensation of time, because I'm one of those baby boomers. So Trevorium offers global business opportunity that empowers people to live a better life. Who don't want to live a better life? Our direct service model allows individuals to create a lifestyle and earn part-time or full-time income from home. Ain't nothing in there about no travel. We're creating people to have a better life, right? And so now that's where I'm at right now. Now, before I was focused on travel, but right now it's all about helping people to create a better life. I want them to I want them to have an income to be able, because if you can't. What I learned is that if people, they want to travel, but they don't have the money to travel, so they get in the company, and I've never seen our retention the way that it is now. So we got to teach them how to get an income to have a better life to travel.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So on November 4, 2017, I met David Hart. That's me and David. He was, he a little smaller now. I'm glad he ain't here. He can't see this picture. But that's our very first meeting. My husband was in intensive care and ICU. David never talked to me about Trevorium. He took me over in a corner. Someone told him, well, the guy that got me in, I drove to Atlanta, left my husband in intensive care. Shame on me, right? While my daughter was there. He was asleep. He didn't know. Right? And went and met David Hart in Atlanta. And because I said, I need to see, because, I don't know, Jake, you kind of special. I met him. He took me over in a corner. He said, I heard what's going on with your husband. And he started praying with me.
Oh.
That was our first introduction. We never talked about the business. And he said I tell the story wrong, but he didn't think that I was gonna make no money. He said, oh, that poor little old lady. She's just not gonna, she'll do okay, but she's not gonna do well. And every time I take his money, I just grin. And not only do I get one check, I get two, and they good ones too. And I get every bonus. Every bonus. Everybody, I was looking for my $500 the other day, wasn't I, Justin? I want every bonus. Because I done been through hell. Every bonus. Justin said, oh, Lord. Y'all give my friend Justin a hand. He just became the VP of Debora. Woo! Yes. And so it was a magic God-directed opportunity of us meeting. One opportunity that could change everything in my life. So I had to decide, do you go back to work or do you Trevorium, right? And then I heard the Lord say, I'm giving you a widow's mite. I'm going to take the smallest little thing and I'm going to turn it into something for you. I never knew what that meant until my husband died. And now I'm writing a book about it. Okay?
Yeah, that's good.
So I made a decision. And so I went with Trevorium. Now I have my own consulting business. I'm an author of 11 books. I do speaking. I do a lot of other stuff besides Trevorium. But Trevorium is my main source of income. I teach. I went to Barbados the other week just to write. Okay? And so what I did is I made my decision that I was going to do Trevorium. And so I did begin to study the industry of network marketing. I began to study the people that was in the company. That's why I would try to come and be around. I wanted to meet Todd, the top money earner, because a lot of top money earners I made was full of crap when I was in other businesses, right? And I met and I fell in love with Gina. I love Gina. I love Todd too, but I love Gina. I fell in love with Gina. I fell in love with Maria. I fell in love with Daryl. I said, oh my God. But then I fell in love with David and Della Hart and them babies, right? And they just give me them big grandma hugs when I see them, them boys. They taller than me. They say, I'm totally taller than you now, right? I fell in love, right? So I began to study the network marketing business. If you're going to be, Todd did an excellent job this morning. If you're going to be in this and you want to become a six-figure earner, you need to understand the industry of network marketing. We're a network marketing company and people forget that, right? You want to study Trevorium. You know, we're getting ready to change the PowerPoint because so many people are giving out wrong information. Study Trevorium. You need to know what you're talking about. But you don't need to throw it up on everybody. Do you need to study the competition? Y'all, I go to travel meetings. I go to other folks' travel meetings. I just got paid about, they gave me a real nice dinner, gave me $200 to go to a travel meeting. Do you know what? It was charging them people $5,500 to join their part. You understand? You got to know what the competition do. Our biggest competition is a company I used to be a part of, and it's one of our biggest competitions. And I keep going to get they folks keep coming to me because they're not making no money. We need 3 people. They need 9. If they get 100 people, they make $300. If we get 100 people, what?
We make a lot more.
Right?
Yep.
When they come to recruit me, you know what I tell them? The first time they came, I said, you get a jacket and a coat. I just got a brand new car. Then the second time they came to got me, I said, you still got the same jacket and coat, and now my husband got a new car. You understand? Yeah. Study your competition. Todd told me about a company in the UK. Study your competition. You got to know what's out there, because you got to know we're the best when it comes to travel.
Yep.
We're the best. And so I study the competition, right? I study people. I can read people. And I don't put everybody in my business. My niece said, why you tell that person they can't join your business? Because they not gonna stay. I'm not business thirsty, right? Even when I, and so it took me a little longer to build it because I'm not business thirsty. You gotta have some drive. You ain't gotta have no whole lot of money and a whole lot, but you gotta have some drive. You gotta have, so there's pointers, right? And then I took this class around learning people's personalities, right? And this is an old way of doing it, but it's a good way. So you got your blues on your team. You got your helpers on your team. My helpers are function as my administrators now because I got a lot to do. So my helper, I got a girl that don't like to talk, Sasha. Sasha don't really like to talk, but she is a great orator and administrator. She handles all my business. She opens my Zoom, she do all that, right? Yo, I got a whole team of folk that just love to party. Them the partiers. They site, then they got it on their team. They sites go up, down, around. You know, you will see them. They about 100 of them will go on the trip together. They love to party, right? Then you got your Greeks. That's them analytical people. Them people who ask you all those questions. Well, how do you do this? And and how does David get these prices? And and you know what I tell them? I say, hey, when they ask me stuff like that, I try to answer their questions, and then I finally say, do you really care about that? Mm-hmm. I get paid every Friday. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Hey, I don't care what he do. He could be robbing somebody for all I know. But I know he ain't, because I had somebody in my business from the IRS, and I had somebody in my business from the FBI, and they investigated him. The FBI lady came back, she said, they couldn't even find a parking ticket on him. I said, well, glory to God. You understand? You got to get your belief up, right? You got to we're going to do an exercise to get your belief up. People and profit, right? And so, if you want to be rich, residual income creates happiness, right? Your residual income creates happiness. People are profits. People are your profit. People are your product. If you hate people, when I first came in this business, I was sick of people. I didn't like people, especially church people.
Yeah.
Just telling the truth.
Yeah.
Sometimes the church people are the worst people. As far as business. Because they got, they very skeptical. Mm-hmm. I don't understand it because most of them be broke. But then, in my heart, I always work with people. I was in the people business. So the Lord said, you got to be healed and start working with people. Mm-hmm. So my goal when I came into business was just to go 2-star director, because remember I was broke, and get my little Social Security check. and make $1,500 a month. And I was satisfied. I cruised on that $1,500, honey. Got that $750 bonus. I was a happy sister, right? Helped my husband to get to his 2-star. I should have put up his fly pictures. He got dressed up in a suit when he got his ring, and he was just happy, right? We was two happy people. Because I knew my Social Security was going to be about $1,500. How do people live off that money, right?
I see it every day. I'm a Social Security analyst.
Right? $1,500. And then how do they live off of it? So I just wanted to get my $1,500. Then that would have matched my Social Security because I was finna be 62. So I said, well, good God Almighty. And I hit it quick too. I was like, dang, I'm rolling. Right, that $750 hit the bar. I was like, woo, I went and bought me a new vehicle. I got a 2018.5 Nissan Rogue. My granddaughter's driving it right now. But what you got to understand, if you don't take risks, you will always work for someone. And some of you have taken the risk, but you really haven't taken the risk. You joined the business, but the business is not in you yet. It's not in you, and it's got to get in you. And so my husband was an inner city pastor, and although he was a 6-figure worker for Milwaukee County, only black man ever held that position in the history of Milwaukee County, he would not buy a new truck. So he was rolling around in a 2006 Durango until 2020. In 2020, we was in the heat of the pandemic. And he qualified for 2-star director, and I made him go buy his dream truck. And it was a Kia Telluride, had just came out. That baby was pretty. Ooh, it was pretty, it was custom. It had every bell and whistle, and Ava and Grace had their own little seats with their own little plugs. He bought them new iPads. We was rolling. And it was the pandemic. And all those people that Ty was talking about, all them relatives, all them friends, all them church people, guess what happened? They like, we know you a hustler, but not Pastor Guy. And they started to join. I thought, okay. Right? So I say you got to prove the naysayers wrong. Don't worry about them folks that tell you no. Don't worry about them haters. Don't worry about them skeptics. Don't worry about any of that. You got to prove them wrong. And will it be easy? No. But will it be worth it? Absolutely. I used to tell, but see, I came from the street where they fight. I was a project kid. And I used to, when I first came, I used to tell David Hart, I said, ooh, I said, if I was you, I'd punch him in their nose. And David said, no, you gotta let the water run off your back like a duck. Quack, quack. I said, quack, quack, pow. Oh, we fall out laughing, right? But you gotta, those naysayers, you gotta get rid of them. You really do, you gotta prove them wrong. I remember a guy who was trying to recruit me, he said, I was in the business with him, he said, you'll never, and I don't know if I should say this in mixed company, but I am, he said, you'll never make 6 figures in that white man company. Never. Now he tries to recruit me on LinkedIn every day. You understand? Yeah. Says it's not gonna let you. And so money isn't everything, but money comes with choices and choices to live your dreams. And so in order to become part of the 1%, you must do what the other 99% won't do. Right. Y'all hear that? Yeah. And so I made that choice. I did what the other 99% won't do. And that's what I teach my team. Do what the other folk won't do, because if you do what everybody else do, right, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it because you're not me. And so passive residual income continues. So what happened was, I woke up one day, went to my home, and found my husband dead. I said, good God Almighty. And everybody thought I was going to die because I was the one who had been in the hospital 2 weeks. But then I caught a clue. He died in May 3rd of 2021. I was a 3-star director. almost a 4. And I said, and I remember that so well. That's why I say so well. And they had a ambassador retreat. They're doing an ambassador retreat in Mexico. And I missed it, right? I was about 45 people away. And we got there, and the Lord made sure I had everything the ambassadors had. I remember Ty was in the pool with his friend, and me and my friend just strolled right under the TRS section. Remember that? And wait, God's put me in a suite and everything, because I missed it about that much. But I made up in my mind, because I never wanted to go ambassador, but I made up in my mind that I didn't know how well my husband had left me. But I knew what Trevorian was going to do. And the last meeting that we had in Milwaukee, he said to the team, Trevorian will take care of my wife. And y'all make sure they do if anything ever happened to me. That was March of 21, and he died May 3rd of 21. So my husband had told me, you're not going to go ambassador when everybody else, you're going to go on Christmas. I said, don't nobody make no money doing no Christmas time. And then he reminded me of that. You laughing at me, Gene. I did. Don't nobody who make money doing Christmas? And he would tell me that foolishness. I was like, no. Sure enough, it was in November. We get back from the retreat, and it was a world tour as well. I think we had only 8 world tours then. It was very minimal. And get back, and I said, okay, Lord, let's do this. And I went from a 3-star to a 4-star to an ambassador. And I turned ambassador December 25th, 2021 Christmas. Wow. It shocked them. David called me, it was dinner. He was like, did you just go ambassador? Todd called, did you just go? I said, y'all got that on y'all phone or something? Made history in the company. Nobody went ambassador on Christmas Day. You may go ambassador, but you ain't going on Christmas Day. They're going to always remember that, right? But the Lord wanted that to be a signature way. So I went ambassador. Then my husband went ambassador February 13th. Was actually right before Valentine's Day. And it was the day that we actually met and became a couple.
Wow.
Woo-hoo. So he went. And so we went together. And he went ambassador. And then all of a sudden, it was November again, and he went 1-star. And he went 1-star. When he passed away, he was had a remote control in his hand, and he was watching. He loved football. Him and Todd were rivals. My husband loved the Green Bay Packers, and look at Todd's club. He loves the Bears. And they shared the same birthday. So they were, right, so they were always that was his buddy. They were always at it because they had the same birthday. And so he was watching the game when he passed. It was on a Monday night. There was 35 NFL football players, retired football players, that came into his book of business and pushed him over to ambassador. Ain't that something? Y'all been clap? Y'all been clap? One person, which was a wife, told her husband they were going to Panama, a bunch of retired NFL football players, and that's how he went to ambassador. So you got to know your assignment. You got to know that within the company, you got to know your worth. You got to know your assignment. You got to use your power to empower others. And so I knew I didn't want to build it fast, but I knew I wanted to build it with substance. David tells me a lot. You have some of the most strongest leaders as far as leadership in your book of business. I wanted to teach. I wanted to inspire. I wanted to motivate. I wanted to empower, right? Because it's got to be more than about money, and you got to know how to handle the money when you get it. right? You got to know how to. And when I was hanging around with David and Todd and them, and at that time they were doing a lot of investing in Bitcoin and stuff. I remember when Todd hit the Bitcoin. I mean, he got a whole bunch of money from Bitcoin. I remember all of that, and so I wanted to teach the team that, right? And so that's what you want to do. You got to know your assignment in this company. You got to be clear of what that assignment is and know your worth. See, I know my worth. I understand my worth in this company. And there's nothing nobody can do or say to get me out of it. Nothing. I be shocked when I hear that other people have left. I just be like, shame on them. I'm just in shock, right? My mission is to empower people to build their Trevorian business so that they can live more freely and give more generously and be completely present for the ones that they love. So these are my granddaughters, my daughter, my great-granddaughter, and these are the 2 youngest ambassadors in the company. Amen.
Wow. Thank you.
Grace was born the same year we joined. She was born in 2017, February. So she has grown up in the company. She could say Trevorium better than you can. She does. I should have put one of her amazing commercials up. She goes around now and tells people, I'm rich. Here in Fort Lauderdale, the grandma and granddaughter, and she said, I'm a rich girl, ain't I, grandma? I said, yes, you are, darling. Yes, you are. Right? Ava, the little bright one, we just elevated their school, so they're both in private school now. We just elevated my granddaughter, the oldest one, we moved her. She didn't want a house. The other 2 kids, we bought homes. But the youngest granddaughter, what we did because of Trevorium, she wanted a industrial apartment on Beale Street. Anybody know about Memphis? Beale Street. So she could walk over when she do her party and she could just step back in her apartment. So we elevated her to an industrial apartment. So you want to face your fears. Fear is face everything and rise. And what I've learned and what I've proven is that you got to overcome the challenges. You can't just stay hooked on the challenges. You can't just stay because somebody told you something crazy, somebody did something crazy. I remember the first time that the person took half of my downline. I said, good God Almighty. But when it hurts even worse, when the second person come and tear up your downline and they're your friend.
Mm-hmm.
But as she says, still I ride. Woo! Still I ride. So people say, well, why did he go 1-star ambassador before she went back? Because somebody tore up my downline in that other leg. And I ain't recovered from it yet. And they can be your friend. They could be the person sitting right next to you. You never know. But you got to have faith over fear. You got to have faith over fear. And so that made my conviction stronger. Why is my conviction so high in Trevorium? My conviction is high because, one, I had an audience at one point of 1. My audience of 1 is, I said, the Lord, I see you clapping for me. If nobody else was clapping for me, the Lord was clapping for me. Amen. The giant in front of you is never bigger than the God inside of you. I don't care if you Muslim, I don't care if you whoever your God is, there's no giant in front of you bigger than the God inside of you. None. Right after my husband died, I got melanary thyroid cancer. I had it when he died. They didn't know it, right? It cut me right here. I remember coming out of it. And my team was kind of depressed. They was already depressed. I had to tell them I didn't die, he did, right? So I had a meeting with them. Then I called Daryl and Maria. I said, I can't talk. I need you to say this. We had a meeting. Got back on track. Then they ran a contest like they're running anybody in the bonus. I'm trying to get the money, the bonus that's going on this month. Oh, y'all don't know about the bonus? Todd, you better tell them about the bonus. I'm missing out on the money. And they give it away, free trip to Paris. What's wrong with y'all people?
Tell us about it.
With airline. You know about it. Oh, yeah. All right. And so I got cancer. So that was another challenge. Got a dead husband, daughter with systemic lupus, just people tearing up and down line. Then you got people on your team that think they know more than you, so they decide to cause all kinds of havoc. All this stuff go on. But you're still an ambassador. Right? And you rise. Right? And you rise. And so I got cancer. Oh Lord, when I got cancer, it just seemed like some of the folk on my team went crazy. They thought I was gonna die. But she lives. Face tomorrow. Right? It compromised my vocal cords. I couldn't talk. Now, can you imagine not being able to talk in this business? Y'all listen to what I'm saying. You can't talk. They done cut you across your neck. You can't talk. So I called Daryl and Maria, and I said, I need to have a meeting. Had the meeting, and then they ran this recruitment thing. And I won with no voice. Didn't I, Todd? I beat Todd. That's like you ever about Bobby Flay? I beat Bobby Flay of Travoria with no voice. He said, I just don't understand how you did that and you had no voice. I said, you ain't gotta talk. My fingers work. It was a nice bonus too. So my conviction is your conviction level has to be robust. You have to have belief, you have to have faith that a leader has, because it allows you to stand up for what you believe. My conviction is so strong, it assures people it assures people. My conviction about Travoria is strong, honey, I fight. So David and Adela Hart and the whole Hart family matter to me. Do y'all know that? I love that boy back there. I'm so proud of him. I mean, that man, right? I love Jesse. I love all three of them sitting at the table, right? My conviction level, right? And it's because all the conversations we used to have, Guy and David always talked about legacy. They always talked about leaving an inheritance for the children. They always talked about, and so I believe that the legacy was attached to our tailor-made legacy. That's why my conviction is so high. Listen, I know my focus and with all my energy is determined to assist the best I can to yield results within Travoria. I know that's what I'm called to do, to yield results in Travoria. Why? Because I believe. I don't believe that there's a greater company. I don't believe that there's greater CEOs. I don't believe that there are greater sons than besides mine, but Justin and Josh. I love me some Josh. They say Josh my pick. He ain't my pick, Justin. Right? I love them because I believe. Where's your belief? And there's some two little girls there who was having a grandma. They wanted a pajama party. They wanted to do like we used to do back in the day. You put the mats in the floor. So we did that. That's Saving Grace. One of the things that we do, besides we have the revocable family trust that we put and created, that is that we do pawpaw vacations. Because I don't never want them to forget about their pawpaw. So we took them to Columbia for 2 weeks. When she told the teacher she went to Columbia, the teacher said, "Oh, you went to South Carolina?" She said, No, Buenos Dias, teacher. I said, my baby go get kicked out of school. Right? Buenos Dias, teacher, no, we were in Columbia. Right? So then they decided they wanted to see the princesses. So we took them so I took them out of school. I learned that you can do what they call a field trip, because I was trying to figure out how Jacob and John go everywhere, right? I figured that out. So I took my babies on a field trip in May for a whole week. For Mother's Day, right? For them to see them princesses. I caught a glimpse of a bigger impact in Trevorium. I realized that I am an impact changer. I'm an impact changer. And in the world of Trevorium, very early. And I knew I persevered. I persevered through the storms, the rains, the challenges, the death, all of that. My stepfather died, my daddy died. I mean, it just went on and on and on. But I'm telling you, some people are motivated by money. Some people are motivated by power. Some people are motivated by leadership. But what motivates you? Ask your neighbor, what's motivating you? What's going to motivate you to stay in this company? What will keep you here in spite of the changes in the company? Because there are going to be some more changes. It's always changes. What's going to keep you here? What's going to keep you here if there's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you agree to disagree? I want you to know that I'm God motivated and Holy Spirit assigned to be in this company. I'm Holy Spirit assigned. Ain't nothing you could do, you know? So I made up in my mind I was going to live healthier. I was going to get healthier because it don't look like David and them going to let me stay at home. So I decided, so in the last probably 2 months, I've lost over 50 pounds.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Because we going up, and I plan to go up with you, and I plan to be here till my mama 86. She still take care of herself, got all her teeth and everything. So that means I got another at least 20 years.
Yeah.
So y'all need to quit telling the folk on my team that think I'm finna die, I ain't dying.
Oh, that's right.
So my conviction is unwavering because of my belief. I'm almost finished. My belief, my confidence in their decisions are driven by their strong beliefs, value, principles that although David Hart is a businessman, which he is, with an amazing voice in his ear, which is his beautiful wife Adela, who has been anointed by God. That woman is anointed. He has always had clear vision. He has always had clear goals. And sometimes we agree to disagree. I openly sometimes, me and him, we disagree. And then I have this thing that I say to him, I'm not going to share it with y'all, but he know what it is, right? But he is driven by his strong beliefs. He's trustworthy. He has a respect for the field and leadership principles. It is essential to my family legacy and leaving generational wealth for my children's children. David is a reflection leader. He's a reflection leader who constantly evaluates his decisions, actions, and behaviors. He does. Sometimes you think but he does. He is open to fostering growth and culture. That's why when he makes a decision, a lot of times I don't fight with him because I know that he's pondering and he's probably asked a few people, right? So he's fostering growth and a culture of continuous learning. That's what this is all about, and improving within Trevorium. He has an unwavering conviction of leadership. He defies the traditional wisdom. He's pushing boundaries in the network marketing business and in travel. Him and Adela are setting the bar. Y'all can clap for them. Real talk. I never dreamed about success, but I worked for it. So I want you to know this is a network marketing business. Some of y'all don't know that. Some of y'all don't really know and understand that it's not a travel membership. It is a network marketing business that has travel. I want you to understand that you got to do your work. And in order to do your work, you got to develop the art of closing. I don't think that applies. So you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough people get what they want.
Right.
You got to help enough people get what you want. And if you can help them to get what they want, it's not about you. When you're bringing them to a close, it's not about you. It's not about what you want. But if you help them, if you figure out what they want, you'll get what you want. You want to listen and know who you're talking to. You want to listen. I can sit down and talk to one of y'all, and I should do demonstration, but I'm not. Right? I can sit down and talk to one of you, and I can tell you if you're a blue, yellow, motivated by money, or if you one of those nerds. You laughing. Right? One of them nerds. Right? And facts. Give me facts. Right?
Yeah.
And so in order to have effective closing, you must build a rapport and trust with the person that you're talking to. You got to take the time to listen actively. You got to understand their needs and desires and concerns. You got to know the benefits of Trevorium so that you can highlight them. Stop lying and telling people you know stuff you don't know. If you don't know, just say, hey, I don't know, but I'll put you in touch with somebody that does. If you don't know, if you brand new, you don't know. It's okay. Just say, hey, just give me a few minutes. I'll get somebody, and text the person if it's Todd or whoever. Overcome the obstacles, know the benefits, overcome the obstacles with confidence, ask for commitment. Don't be afraid to ask for the money. If no, and they on the fence, no, when you bring it to another, you can bring them to another leader. But when you bring them to another leader and you do this three-way, you got to be quiet. You can't be on there talking. You elevate the leader. So you want to know the leader that if it's Daryl, Maria, whoever, you elevate that leader. You be quiet and then you listen and learn. That is how you close. So I am done. To the level that you will be sitting up in the beautiful, where we go? Mexico.
Cancun.
Yeah, I get
Coach D!